Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Coding with T. Today we're going to learn how to create custom splash screen in Flutter. This video is going to be very useful for everybody because we are going to not just going to create a custom splash screen, but we are going to cover multiple concepts. So before directly getting towards the today's tutorial, as you can see, we are creating a login Flutter application and we are about to create the custom splash screen. In the previous splash screen, if you want to use native splash, you can get the previous video, link is in the description, or you can also get the link from the right top corner. So let's get started. Okay, so in this tutorial we're going to learn how to create light and dark themes. So let me just run the application, and as you can see, the animation has been animating, and after 5 seconds it is redirecting to the next screen, which is the welcome screen. Now let's try to switch it to dark mode and rerun the application again, and you can see that our application has been animating from splash screen to the main page or welcome screen. So this is what we are going to achieve in this tutorial. So let's get started. In this tutorial we are going to learn multiple concepts. The first one is we will learn how to use stack and position widget. We learned already stack and position in our Flutter crash course, but we will see a real example of stack and position widget. Then we will learn two new widgets, which is the animated position and animated opacity for the animations. So basically you are going to learn animations in this tutorial, and after that we are going to use GetX for the animations. So this tutorial is going to be very useful. I will also try to add more information about other topics. So let's get started. So we are inside the project we created for our Flutter login application. So the first we need to add all the variables, all the elements that we are going to need for this splash screen. So in the assets, in the images, I have two images over here. This is the first one and this is the second image that we are going to use. Then after assets, go to source, and in the features, as we are creating authentication feature, if you're not familiar with this folder structure, we already covered the folder structure video. You can get that link from the description video. So inside the authentication, I have created two screens. These both screens are inside the folder. I have created this folder because all the widgets that we are going to create specific for this screen will go inside the splash screen folder, and all the common widgets will be inside at the top root. So same goes for the welcome screen. So welcome screen will appear after the splash screen. Inside the controllers, there's nothing in the class. This is a simple empty class, splash screen controller. We will get back to this when we will start our GetX. So inside the splash screen, the first thing we need to do is we need to design our application. So to design our application, we will start with returning a scaffold. As in the main.dart, you can see we are calling our splash screen. So now inside the scaffold, let's start coding. As a body of scaffold, we are going to use stack layout widget. In the stack, let's add children's. Okay, now inside the children's, we are going to add the image. So first we will write the position widget, and as a child I am going to add image over here. Now in the name of the asset widget, we will go to constants, and in here you can see I have also created these 4 files. These are the colors.dart that we are going to use in our application. Image strings, we will keep adding all other strings of the image because you can see we will go to assets, images, and we will add this image. Let's suppose we have 4 to 5 images used in our application. Now we want to change that image on multiple locations, so we have to find it, and that is a hectic routine. So instead of changing the path or instead of changing the name, we will simply come over here in the image strings and we will update the name, and this variable will be used on all the other places. Will do the magic. So then we have sizes. We will also keep adding sizes as required. Then in the text strings, we will add all the text strings over here. Okay, so in the asset image, we have our image top icon. Now in the position widget, let's add constraints top 0 and left 0. Let me just save the application. So as you can see, we have our icon, this yellow icon at the left top corner. If you don't want to put this icon right behind our top app bar, you can simply wrap this stack widget with a safe area. Let's save it, and you can see that now it will not inside the notch design. So this is how we work. Change it back. Okay, now image has been added. Let's add the second element. We'll use column widget. As a left, we have T default size, and from the top we are going to make it 80, and inside the column we have two texts. So inside the column we have added two texts. This error is because we are using constant over here. Let's remove this, add only constant with this. Let's save the code. you can see that the text is being too small, so we are going to use our theme design that we already created. As a style, we can use theme.ofContext. If you're new, you can watch the previous video about, and you can see we have two texts with the theme applied. Now to shift them to the left side, we have to add as a column cross-axis alignment. If you don't know about anything about the columns and rows, you can also watch the videos. Link is in the description for basic crash course. Let's save it, and you can see it's shifted towards the left side. The third one is again an image, so let me just copy this. Now we're not coming from the top. Now we want to animate it from the bottom, so it will be 40 from the bottom. Change this image to splash image, save the code, and you can see that image is right there, but we need to increase a bit more from the bottom. Now the last one is to create a container. It will be bottom 40. As a child, we are going to create a container. So you can see we have a container at the left side. So as a color, we also use the default color. So at the bottom, we will make to right. From the right, we also give the same size, default size, and you can see it shifted to right to make it circular. So we use box decoration here, and we will make it circular, and as a color we pass the primary color. We remove the color from here, because when we use decoration, we cannot use decoration and colors both simultaneously. So this is the design we want. So design has been completed, and we want to move towards the second part, which is to add animations. Now we want to animate the design. So now for the animations, we need to change the stateless widget to stateful widget, because our screen will change the widgets at the runtime. So we'll hover over this stateless widget, or you can press Alt Enter, convert it to stateful widget, and stateful widget is created. Okay, the first one is that we are going to need a variable bool animate is equal to false. So using this variable, we are going to animate our widgets. Okay, now for the first widget, you can see we want to place it at the 0, means this current design will be visible when it is at the 0. So we will write a condition animate question mark, because when it is animating, animate is true, then we want to place it to 0, but if it is false, we want to push it back to -30. So same for the left side, we will animate. If it's true, we will make it to 0, which is the actual design, and if it's false, we will put it to -30, means offside the screen. So this is the main reason we are using stack widget. Now let's try to save the code. You can see currently as animate is equal to false, and it's being pushed back to the top left. So to animate it, we will change the animate position to animated position, and this animated position requires a duration property. Now let's save it. You can see it's at the top. So to animate the screen, we will wait for the 500 milliseconds, and after that we are going to change the state to true for the animation, and we have to rebuild the widget which is animated position. So to do that, we will call, or to override, press Ctrl O, and in it we will find init state, initial state, and in here we are going to call a function start animation, create method start animation. So it is not a void, it will be a future type, and we have to make it async, because we are going to use a wait, because we have to wait the compiler over here. We don't want to move the compiler to the next line. So write future dot delayed, we want to delay for how much long. As a duration, we will pass milliseconds. 500 milliseconds mean half second, 1000 means 1 second. So after this, we need to call a set state, and we will pass animate is equal to true. And also let me just copy it and paste it over here. After 5 seconds, we can, in the next line, we can call the next screen, which is the welcome screen. So after 5 seconds, we will using a navigator or push replacement. Push replacement means that this splash screen will be destroyed and next welcome screen will appear. After how much seconds? After 5 seconds. So now let's try to run the application again in the run or restart, and you can see that icon has been animated from the top, and after 5 seconds we are moved towards our welcome screen. Now switch the text widget to animated position. Let's restart again, and you can see the text is coming from the left side and the icon is coming from the top and the left side. So this is how we create animations. So now the next widget that we're going to talk about is the animated opacity. So we will wrap this column with a widget We need duration for this as well, and also we need opacity property. And for the opacity, we will call this animation widget animate. If it's true, then we want to display our icon, and if it's false, we want to hide it. 0 means completely hidden and 1 means completely visible. Now let's try to run it again. And you can see using the opacity, it's coming from the left side to the right side to its location. So this is how we add animated opacity and animated position. So let me just add animated opacity and position for the other elements. Okay, so I have added animated position and opacity for all these. Now let's try to rerun it again or restart. And you can see that all the animation is working pretty fine with the animated opacity and animated position. Okay, now as you can see, we are using a stateful widget with this init state, and also we are using asynchronous functions over here. So instead of this, when we are going to use a GetX, for the GetX, we first have to go to pubspec.yaml. You need to add this dependency, get dependency. Once added, make sure run the first pub clean and then pub get. And after that, let me just change it to stateless widget. Open it, just remove this line. So as all the logic will be separate from the design, so this variable will also move cut from here. We have already created in the features in the controller splash screen controller. First thing is we need to add a variable. Let's close this init state, and we also remove the function from here and move towards the controller and paste the action over here. We don't need this set state, but we just need to make this animate to true. Okay, now in here for the GetX, the only thing that we need to do is GetX, we need to extend our controller with a GetX controller. Now we want to change this bool to make it RX bool. RX bools means that when we are going to use observable means that this value should be observable wherever this animate variable is being used. When the value is changed inside this animate, it will be affected to all the screens simultaneously. You can see it's RX bools means that it is a GetX boolean. So to change this GetX boolean, you can see a value of type bool cannot be assigned to variable of type RX. So to make it bool, we will write dot value. So this value is basically a boolean. Now let's just remove this. Instead of also using this approach, we just have to call get dot to, and inside we need to call welcome screen, and that's it. We don't need context, we don't need anything. We are not passing context over here, which we passed over here. If you want to use this, you can use it, but this is the benefit of using GetX. Okay, now the last thing about this controller is we want to access this controller. Instead of creating its instances, we will write static splash screen controller, which is the name of the class, get find. So this is a simple getter with the find, which is going to put this get.find. So whenever the splash screen controller is going to be used, we can easily find it using this get.find property. We don't have to call its instances. So now that's it for the controller. Head back to the design. You know how to call any controller, any class like this. No, we are not going to call any controller like this because we are creating a new instance of that controller, but we want to make sure that whatever is inside or whatever the state is inside this animate should not change. We are not going to create a new replica of this class, but we want to use the same replica which has been initialized at first in the widget tree. So instead of this, we are going to write a simple variable, a final variable. So this constant must be removed. The final variable, which is a splash controller, and then using a get.put in the controller, you can see we write get.find, and over here we are using get.put. And what we want splash screen controller. Import this library, also this one. Now we have the controller we want to initialize. So whenever the widget loads, we want to call our function start animation. So this is going to run the animation for us. Now inside this, you can see the application don't know about this animate, so we want to get the animate from the splash controller. We'll write splash controller dot animate dot its value, because the boolean is inside this value. So replace this with all the values. Okay, the values has been replaced, but in here you can see that it is a stateless widget. So how we can update a stateless widget? When we load our application, it will show a simple white screen. It is not going to animate because when we load the application, this value is false. The start animation will be called and value will be turned to true. So that true value will not going to be implemented to all, or not going to update all the widgets. So to update the widget, because it is a status widget, we have to wrap this widget in the observer. So we have to create a function like this. So now this is the observer, and remember that I was talking about this. Go to the controller and I was talking about this. This is observable. This is going to be observed, but who is going to observe? Flutter is not going to observe because Flutter don't know about this observable. GetX know about this. So GetX has a property which is observable. So instead of this, we can also use a widget. This is a widget which requires a function, but we can also use GetX and getBuilder. Now this observer is going to observe this element. So whenever this element is going to be changed, whatever we passed inside this observable as a function, which is a widget, it is going to update this same as we update in the stateful widget. So we have to wrap all the widgets, whoever is using this animate property. So you can see I have just wrapped all these elements in the observable. Now let's try to run our application again. And you can see the screen is animating. Okay, so our screen is animating, but in here you can see it's not moving to the next screen. The reason is we have to find the error, which is contextless navigation without a get material app. Okay, so we need to go to main.dart. Instead of this material app, we have to wrap our class with the get material app, which is the GetX material app. So now it is going to convert all the implementation. All the implementation remains same. It is not going to update, but all the navigation and routing will start working. Now let's try to restart, hot restart again. So it's animating, and after 5 seconds you can see using this get.to it's worked. We are inside the welcome screen. So this is how we learn all these concepts. If you have any confusion regarding any concepts, you can ask me down below in the comment. And if you're worried about the GetX controller, don't worry. We're using this GetX controller in rest of the application, and I'll make sure that you learn each and everything about this GetX. So this tutorial was a bit long, but I hope this tutorial will be helpful for your future application development. So that's it for this tutorial. If you learned something new, please like the video, and if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe because more amazing videos are coming. Thank you for watching. Take care. Allah Hafiz.